Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bibi Babatunde-Ikotun,
Whoa.
and if this is your very first time of stopping by, you're welcome. I'm a faith and lifestyle content creator based in Toronto, Canada, and with me here today is not a stranger. This is my loving husband.
Thank
It's not a
you.
stranger, but you guys know him already. But
Yeah.
thank you so much. And by the topic of today, you already know what we're going to be chatting about: Canada.
Mm.
I've been living in Canada for like 3 years and maybe like five months now, and you just did 1 year and 5 months too as well.
That's right.
Yeah, because I moved here in January of 2019, and you moved here of
January
January of
2021.
2021. So we're just going to be chatting about life in Canada, misconceptions, and hopefully one or two things are helpful from this video
Mm-hmm.
as you plan to move to Canada, or if you have like family or friends that are interested in moving here.
That's correct.
Just some things that we've learned along the ways. We will not say we're experts, but I know that some of the things that we've seen can really help you navigate and not make mistakes,
That's correct.
because that's the goal. We don't want anybody to come to Canada and make mistakes that will ruin their life.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep on watching if you're interested in this content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love it when you do that, so please make sure you do that. All right, so what would you say was your biggest shock about like a misconception of coming to Canada from Nigeria? You know, when you're moving from Nigeria to Canada, like you have like high goals, like Canada is going to be good. Like, what would you say is your biggest shock?
No, I think for me is knowing that this place is a village. Like it's actually it's actually one very big village. One of the greatest shock was seeing that the country is as big as the United States, and you have the country is less than 40 million people, and you have like a landmass of like almost the same size as the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And the US, you have over 300 million people,
Yeah.
but here it's just 40 million. So
Wow.
I was just like what's going on? So at the end of everything, I found it's just one very big village with a good public whatever. Like they have
Public services.
not like public service, like they have like good PR. Yeah,
Oh, good PR. Yes, Canada has really, really good PR, right? You think of
yeah.
it as like your the favorite country in the world, the nicest people, and all of that. And are we saying that they're not nice people? Yeah, they're nice people, but sometimes you may disagree. Is Ojoaye, but would not. I don't know how to translate Ojoaye to English.
It's the high service.
Eye service, fake
Yeah.
love, that kind of thing. That's mostly what you see with the niceness and all of that. But it's
Yeah.
not like, I wouldn't say that's everybody, but from different experiences, you see that it's like it can be
Mm-hmm.
very eye service, the love and the niceness and all of that. So yeah, that's a very interesting shock. I think my own biggest shock, like having lived in America and coming here, is similar to what you
Mm-hmm.
said, in the sense that some things that are very easy to achieve in America, very easy to do. It's just harder in Canada. And I'll just be like, they're neighbors.
Yeah.
Why is this thing easier in America and harder here? Like,
Yeah.
how? I remember me and my friend Aziza, we just used to laugh because when we were both in America, like we tried to compare Canada to America. We're like, nah, Canada
Yeah.
is
It's
developing.
light year behind.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. And
Yeah.
I mean, anytime we try to say that to like Nigerians in Nigeria, they don't get it because they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's Canada, is a blah. But I'm like, there's definitely a villagey
Yeah.
aspect to it.
It is, but in the same length is actually probably might be a good thing actually because
Yeah.
the country is still growing, and this
Yes.
could be like a very great opportunity for many people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not you're coming to a village, so
Mm-hmm. And it's we saying village is not necessarily like a negative thing, like you
yeah.
said. It's a growing country. There's a lot of opportunities. This is not by any means to say don't come to Canada because we are pro. Come to Canada, everybody. If you can come to Canada, please come. So this is not because I know some people might be watching this and be like, "Oh, Bibi and Busa, you guys are gatekeeping. You don't want us to come to
Why?
Canada. Why should we gatekeep? Is it please come to Canada, but just have the
Yeah.
back of your mind. One of my friends actually described it as the third world country of the developed world. And when she said it, I was like, that is rude. But it's so much, but it's still a great land.
Yeah.
So I guess we can go back and forth and share like other misconceptions, maybe not the greatest, but other
Hmm.
misconceptions that you've seen people have about Canada. Which one comes to mind?
Um, I, I think it's in the same vein as thinking it's a quick rich country.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
No.
It is Canada, not United States. Just like when you get to Lagos, people want to go to Lagos because they feel, oh, once I do anything, I make
Money.
money and
Mm-hmm.
everything. Why is that possible? Because they have the numbers, they have people. But when it comes to, yeah, it's a different thing. You have to understand the system,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one thing. Don't think you have to come to the country, and if you are not making it in the first first year, second year, third year,
Mm-hmm.
then you're a failure. That's not it.
No.
That's not it. So it's something, many people feel like, you just come to the country, start sending money home, and start living the. It is
Your
not
best life.
always like that, and to not always happen to many people
Yeah.
because you have to understand the system. So it's just a systematic barrier, I think, because or not, maybe not a systematic barrier, but it takes a lot, to change from a particular country going to another country.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's not like you're
Yeah.
given a job, even if you have been given a job, before you came to the country. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it takes a while to understand, to
Mm-hmm.
get into the system, and make the best of it. So it's not a quick rich scheme. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
no.
It's definitely not America, where you can
Yeah.
do a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
and everything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I like that you mentioned that because I remember like the Canadian government itself says that as a newcomer, that is a new immigrant to
yeah,
Canada,
like
it
about 5 years.
5 years before you are settled. And I remember I was telling someone on Twitter, and the person was arguing with me that what do I mean by 5 years? Because many people think, oh, once you get a job, once you get an apartment,
That's it.
you are settled. No, that's not settlement.
Your mind.
No, it's your mind needs to like settle. A lot of people struggle. Like what I'm like, I have met friends. I'm like, did I make a mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I leave Nigeria? And these are no, they don't have job. Oh, there's job, but that there's still it's just this settling, a mental settling. It's a
Yeah.
process, and that 5 years that they say it's indeed 5 years because I'm on year three. And I don't even still feel like I'm settled yet because I still know there's a journey
Yeah.
to settling.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that you mentioned that. Like it's not you might have to do jobs that you don't even like.
That's one, and especially if you have a problem with starting small, you definitely have a problem. In
Hmm.
fact, living abroad, because many people, uh, you see people, sometimes just people make money, and just even sometimes when we have things to do, maybe we just sent money home, and it's not like the money was stored up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
For some, it could be it could be maybe that was the case, but maybe that was your last savings,
Mm-hmm.
or that was the only thing you had at that time, and but your family needs the money. So if people start judging you from just that experience,
Mm-hmm.
from just that thing, that act of kindness,
Kindness, yeah.
you feel like, oh, this person has money, is working abroad and everything, but
No.
that's not it. And for the place of mental settlement, it's just people need to understand, because sometimes you think once your body is functioning right,
Mm-hmm.
then you're at the right place. No, the mind needs to be at the right place for it
So
to
as well.
actually function to the max. So the mental perspective of things is actually something people don't maybe prepare for. I think that's
Yeah,
another
I
thing.
think preparing
So
for
you prepare
it.
to get your visa, prepare to pay for your flights,
Mm-hmm.
prepare to, but that place of mental settlement is not always there, because it feels like there's not a lot to prepare for because you're not seeing it. You'd be like, oh, if I get into the system, I'll maneuver it. But
Yeah.
I think that was that was one of the things that actually helped me though,
Mm-hmm.
because I did a lot of mental preparation, and from the things you see in the movies and from people you can ask question. Fortunately, I was you're able to share some of your experiences with me, and actually that's the essence of this video,
Yeah.
because some people will tell you, oh, why are you recording this kind of video, or why are you even recording relationship video? And
Video.
no, you get to meet different audience, different people, just like the message of the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep preaching the same thing over and over again. Why? Because you have different people. You met different people 1 year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Different people come to you in the next 2 years, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to, keep telling people the same thing. So it's the same thing. Many people don't prepare mentally. They tell you about code and you just be like, nah, it's
It's
not
not cold.
Nigeria.
Do you know where I'm coming from?
No,
Hmm.
no, no. Because what you do is to put yourself on survival mode, and once you're on survival mode, you might beat it, but it's gonna affect you for the
It will take a
next,
toll.
yeah, 10, 15 years,
To take a
because
toll
your
on
mind
you.
is just, because you can even have everything, have the house, but your mind, the way your mind, in fact, you start giving people false advices based on your experience,
Mm-hmm.
based on your lack of preparation. Other people start seeing from that lens. So
Mm-hmm.
it's also a thing of being prepared, ask questions, even questions as boss. How do you enter the bus? How's the bus system? How's
Mm-hmm.
the housing system?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just always, and that's how to just prepare your mind.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of job? Where am I going to be living? Google where you're going to be living. Like what is, you know, applicable? What can I see? And
Mm-hmm.
those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Permission to drag you a bit.
What's that? What's that?
So this man right
What's
here was
that?
talking about bus. Have you ever entered bus since you've entered this country?
It's just because I have had no reason to.
Because the funny thing is that we are married, but our experiences are so different.
Yeah.
When me I came to Canada, I used to enter bus 2 hours to go to work and 2 hours to come back in the cold. I didn't even have proper winter boots then. Do you even have proper winter boots?
No, because where am I going
Exactly. I didn't have my toes will be frozen. I'll be shaking under the cold
to?
like this, jumping bus. Imagine 4 hours in a day I'm spending on public transportation.
I came in the cold,
You
so
came in the cold, but you can't relate.
yeah. So it's not like I came in the summer. Then it was getting cold, and I came when it was very very cold. And the interesting part is that during May, I think was it, sorry, March, towards the middle of March,
Hmm.
I started working, and it was very interesting. So, but let us not put that.
On the internet. But the reason I'm dragging it is because he came into a life of ease and
Yeah, John
enjoyment.
the Baptist.
I'd already done all the snow falling down. He just came, car, house, enjoyment. He was even eating African food when he came. Me, I
Yeah.
don't think I ate African food for the first 6 months when I entered this country because
Uh,
who gave me the
and that's
money?
that's another thing when it comes to mental preparation.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about food, talking about the weather, talking about all of these things, it's very very important. If I was, if I wasn't, or I didn't have, someone, I probably would have just, oh, I'm coming in the summer and everything, and the
Mm-hmm.
shop was, and I even spoke to someone,
Mm-hmm.
he has been, I think it was, it's been, yeah, maybe for like 3 years before I came, or even 5 years
Oh wow.
or so. But he said like the cold makes him depressed.
Yeah.
And
Seasonal
yeah,
affection disorder or
yeah,
something.
he said the cold makes him depressed, like he just can't handle it and everything. And I was just like, oh, so this is it. It's actually real for many
It
people. It
is.
just wasn't my situation at that time, but it's real. So the cold making people depressed,
Mm-hmm.
or cold during the cold, people are just lonely.
Yeah.
People just want to talk, people want to be in a community and all. So it's actually a whole lot. And yeah.
Yeah, it's so true that you mentioned that community. I think another misconception is that, I mean, for many of us back in Nigeria, we're very connected to our religious community,
Yeah.
our churches and everything. Then you come here and you think it's going to be the same.
Mm.
I remember when I was living in America, after church, me and my friends, we used to go to lunch every Sunday. So no matter how difficult my week was,
Mm-hmm.
I knew that I'll see my friends in church. From church, we'll go and eat, just play. Then I'll be very happy to go to the. But when I moved here, after church, like, I mean, I was even my own situation is different because I had a church in the I when I moved, I had a church community I was able to plug. I was great, but
Mhm.
there was that camaraderie wasn't there. Like there was no, oh, let's go to lunch after church
Yeah.
kind of vibe, and I was just always just so sad. And it's very easy for you to come here and just forget about church.
And they'll even tell you before you come, they'll tell you not to like run away from Nigerian church.
Oh yeah, many people say that.
That's why I would always tell people not to stay on, not to stay somewhere, but if what they are teaching you is not what um I just want to be very careful, but I guess I just have to say, if they are not teaching you what is in resemblance to what Christ is, if it doesn't look like Christ, I would advise someone as a pastor not to stay there. But at the same time, um, I would always advise people to join a community, to
Hmm.
be in a community. In fact, that is God's plan for every believer, that you're attached to a
Hmm.
community, because sometimes there are things community can give you that you can never get it anywhere.
Yes.
Never get it anywhere. And that's just the beauty of fellowship, or the beauty in fellowship,
Hmm.
because you always get to meet with people, talk to people, go out with people, and all of those things. But when you have this misconception that, oh, all Nigerian churches are wicked, or it's
No.
not going to be helpful. The best
Yeah.
thing I can always tell people is just to pray. It's just to pray, before
Hmm.
joining the church, because sometimes joining the church can take it all on your next 10 or 15 years,
Yeah.
where you're growing or where you're being fed.
Hmm.
So always be, but generally, just know that you must be in a community,
Yeah.
especially abroad. Nobody,
Mm-mm.
before because the people you're even asking to check up on you have their life, like they have
Yeah.
things to do,
Do. Hmm.
and some of them even work a different time sheet. Maybe unfortunately you're even in school.
Hmm.
So people are trying to catch up with life. You are trying to catch up with your own life and all of it. But when you can come on Sunday or during the week, you can always come together. Fellowship is a beautiful gift, and God
Very
knows
beautiful.
what He was doing when He, made that
Hmm.
arrangement. So
Yeah.
nobody is in isolation.
Hmm.
But hear words like run away from Nigerian church
Hmm.
or blah 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 blah.
No, and you should actually, part of what you mentioned, the mental preparation, you should also pre-plan it.
Yeah,
That before you even move, you're already looking for churches in the
it's
communities that you're
community.
interested in
Hmm.
living in. You're already reaching out to people via social media. Oh, I'm moving to this area.
Yeah,
Because there are cases where it's even the church that nobody knows you from, that they will offer someone to come and pick you from the airport,
that's
help
true.
you to buy stuff and settle in. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying you should use people, no, but this is how things work. That's how you can build a relationship. Because imagine if someone that does not know you from anywhere comes to pick you from airport, takes you and your children shopping and everything.
Hmm.
Of course, that's how a relationship will start. You know that, okay,
Yeah.
this person did a great thing for me and they didn't have to. And then you feel like, oh, thankful, and you can join the community. So, in your process of planning, let it be one of those things,
Things you
because it's
pre-plan.
very easy for you to become godless in Canada.
You're in a godless
It's a
society,
godless society, so it's very,
yeah,
very easy for it to be your norm.
a place where NEPA is not. In fact, I think one of the interesting part was when I came to, like, I'll just wake up in the middle of the night just to see, like, oh, NEPA, this light is still on. Like, it was really, really a shock. Like, this light is still
Always
on.
light.
Wow, I was like, sometimes I just like maybe like start dreaming of, okay, I was sleeping in my bed and I woke up, but there was no light. So I would now wake up to see if there was light actually. Also there's light. So it's one of those things that actually shocked me when I came,
Hmm.
to see. Another shocker Canada gave me was that they actually took light. I was very happy.
You were happy. And the light that they took is not like they took
No, they
light.
took lights, like they took lights. Our neighbors came out, and everybody was asked. My former landlord's wife was like, "Oh, this is how it was in Pakistan," or like I was just
Hmm.
like, "Oh, this is how it is in Nigeria." We laughed about it,
Hmm.
and it was a very, very interesting
And it
moment.
wasn't off for a long time, was
No,
it?
it was because I think they brought it back at midnight.
midnight. I think there was like weather issues or
Yeah,
something. Yeah. I
yeah.
think sometimes it can go off, but it's not like it just went off because of going off sick.
No,
There's
no.
always a reason behind
Yeah.
it. Oh my goodness, that was funny. So, another misconception. You know, in the movies, you see snow, romantic,
Hmm.
beautiful. People are like having fun. Lovers are kissing, walking in the snow. You will not come here. What's your reaction to that?
The first time they had winter storm, that was in the winter. My God, the first winter storm I saw, like I experienced, like I was like shoveling for like 3 hours. My God, it was crazy. Like the whole street was blocked and
Mm-hmm.
everything. The cold was, it was too much. In fact, there was one day I was like, I just like was ready to go to work, and I just came. I said, "Why is it like what's
Why
going
is it
on?
so
Why is it
cold?
like it is too cold actually? Like what's going on? Like and it's not like you're staying in the cold. You just want to get to your car and just put it on for it to heat a little.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just too cold. It's
Mm-hmm.
not
And I was trekking 1.2 kilometers in my own time
yeah,
in that cold. You're just going
John
from
the
house to
Baptist
car.
now. John
Oh
the
God.
forerunner. You prepared
You're
the way.
right.
Yeah, so the cold is actually, too much, but over time people get used to it.
Do you really get used to it
No, in the
though?
sense that you know what to do when it gets.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's just my own.
And it's so funny that you mentioned that because I remember one time on one of the group chat I was in, the guy said he poured water inside his wiper.
You're that's
You want
that's
to destroy your car. Like because of how cold the temperature is, you can't use
yeah,
water the way we use in Nigeria. You have to use coolant,
yeah,
right? That's what
color.
it's called.
Yeah.
You have to use coolant. So that way, if you're driving and it's getting snowy, you
Sorry,
can.
is it coolant
Is it
or
what's his name?
the
Wiper fluid.
wiper fluid?
I think
Yeah,
that's what it's called. But it's a certain temperature, like it never ices, it never freezes. Because this place is a place that you can put a bottle of water in your car
and you come the next day
overnight, it's frozen, it has
frozen
turned to ice. So you now want to put normal water inside
inside it.
car, you will destroy your car. So you have to use
Yeah,
the right thing, the washer liquid. Like it's not, you
and
have to ask
funny
questions.
thing is that it might even stay until when you put it out.
Mhm. You will stay, then you just spray it. Imagine if you're on the express road
You
and
can't
you just
see
spray ice on your. How would you see?
anything.
That's an accident. That's an
Yeah,
accident. Like, and
yeah.
that's another thing. Because if you don't have a community, who will you ask
Ask
questions?
questions for. That's
Yeah.
that's that's
So you have
very
to be
very
willing to ask
very
questions.
important.
Don't say, "Oh, this is how we used to do it back in Nigeria. Let's do it that way." Do you know here? Like, if you know in Nigeria, if you want to buy something across the street, you can like leave your kids in the car just to cross and like buy something. Here is illegal. The police, they'll call the police to
Mm,
come and take your children away from you.
yeah,
So even if you are walking 2 steps, you carry your 3 children and follow you.
yeah. So this is it. This is one of the uh, these are the issues. Like you must actually prepare, actually ask questions.
Questions. There are
Yeah,
no dumb questions when it
it's
comes to relocating.
yeah, and there are some jobs that when you people tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do that, but actually you're in a system where you're not even paying your bills at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're paying it every
Every
single month.
month.
Some people are every 2 weeks you have to pay bills.
You have to pay your
Every,
bills.
so yeah. Another thing I noticed is that it was too fast paced. Like every single thing before you know it, 2 weeks is gone. Before you know it, another 2 weeks is gone.
You
Before
paid
you know
bill again. So
it,
did we just pay rent? Why is rent due again?
yeah. So that's the challenge. Very fast paced, and it's like you just have to be thinking like too fast, and this is it. That's the system. You have to just understand that this is the system. But as you know she said, if you don't ask question, if you don't prepare for all of these
Mm-hmm.
things, then it's literally nothing. Literally
Yeah.
you're just playing around. Some people will tell you, "Oh, I don't like friends."
Hmm.
No, you need those people.
You
You
need
need
people,
friends. You
oh.
need
You can't. Canada is not one of those places that you say you want to do it on your own.
yeah.
No, you can't. It's not a place you want to learn by experience. Learn by other people's experiences.
Learning by the experience will put you into
Trouble.
yeah, but
It's too
because
costly.
yeah, because you can learn from experience for 10 years, because for 5 years you might not even learn anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to ask questions. One of the things I did, was to even not even not even ask question like ask question, engage people, see from their perspective, hear from their perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you see people like your friends, like your age mates, they have cars, they have houses,
Oh yeah,
and
so
you don't
true.
and that's another thing. You don't even consider that the fact that these people have been here for a very
Very
long
long
time,
time.
that you just want to have what they have,
Mm-hmm.
you want to do what they do. So it's just putting yourself in a
Yeah.
very
It's funny because and like it's very I like what you said because a 25-year-old that was born and raised here is different from a 25-year-old that moved here when they were 21.
exactly.
So that person can actually have property, they can have plenty things in their name, and you are just still a newcomer.
And
So don't
yeah.
even bother trying to compare
Yeah,
yourself to no, 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 no. Stay the course is very, very important.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about credit cards, loans, and free money?
Oh. So the interesting part was when I came to my first job actually was in a collection agency. And what collection agency is just to collect money. That's it, outstanding debt and all of those things. So that really, really blessed me because I got to understand the credit system.
Mm-hmm.
I got to understand free money is not free money.
Nope.
Actually, I got to understand a lot of things, things you shouldn't do, how you shouldn't spend money, how you should use your credit card and everything. So it actually opened my mind to a lot of, and to see that many, I think one of my greatest shock also is to see that many Canadians are in debt,
Serious debt.
like serious debt. So what you see, cars, you see house, no, many people are in serious debt, and sometimes you can call someone and the person is telling you, "Oh, I'm just receiving employment benefit from the government. I get $800 every month, and I spend $400 to get my drugs. Now tell me, how who lives with $400 or who
That's
lives with 800?
impossible.
That's what they even asked me like for a month. Like is like people are really suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was one thing that actually opened my eyes to see that people are actually
Suffering,
suffering. Like
yeah.
don't think and it's not just, I'm not talking about black people. No,
Everybody.
no,
Mm-hmm.
suffering or poverty is a global phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
So people are actually suffering. Like I got to understand, I got to see it firsthand too, and that was
Yeah.
one of my shock to see that wow, people are actually like really, really suffering. Like you call some people, they tell you, oh, they just got food from the food bank.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who just got food from the food bank, is it the person that will not pay you $500
$500
or
loan. Mm-hmm.
$2,000 and everything?
So
So
yeah, I like that you said that. So what this really helps us to see is that you have to be financially prudent, right? Because your bank is saying come and take $5,000. Don't worry, just be paying $30 every month. You will not disturb you. Doesn't mean you have to take it.
mm,
Because you go to the store and they say, oh, this couch is $2,000. Don't worry, be paying $100 every month till
you
you finish paying
you
it.
you buy couch with bed bugs.
That
Yeah,
happens.
it's
You
not even a joke.
It's not a joke, it
Like you
happens.
buy.
So loans, credit
Yeah.
is not bad. So it's not like a bad
No,
thing.
it's
It's
literally a
part of the
system.
system, but
Yeah.
you just have to be able to manage your credit.
Yeah.
You are not owing more than like don't let your net worth be negative something. So even if you have debt, have good debt. Don't spend more than thirty
Yeah.
percent of your credit card. So that means if your credit card is $1,000, max you should be spending on that credit card is 300, even max if you want to do 350, right?
Mhm.
So and pay your monthly credit card bills too as
Because
well.
this credit system, coming from a place whereby if you want to buy a car, if you want to buy a used car, you want to buy a new
Cash
car,
down.
just pay it off. Or you want to buy an iPhone, what's paying monthly?
Hmm.
Who will even give you
Nobody will
monthly?
give you monthly.
But maybe I think they're doing it
Doing it
now.
now, but you
But
have like I guess you have to do really serious research
yeah,
and connect
yeah,
to your
just the
work.
same way they are using like the credit system
Hmm.
also, credit bureau. So that's it. It was a different thing, when you say, oh, I can just go to the store and just pick, but you know the implication of it. It's not like you're just picking it for picking sake.
It's not free. There's
So
interest
yeah,
rate. Yeah.
so those things, that I saw actually, opened my eyes to a lot of things,
Hmm.
and you know another thing is that I think I put this one on my Twitter post. Like, if you want to do ministry here, also you need discernment. Like like maybe God has called you to ministry, but you need serious discernment because, like we said earlier, it's a dark place. It's a
Mm.
dark, really,
Mm-hmm.
really dark world.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's okay. And I work in the food security space. So when it comes to like hunger and poverty, like the research is there. A lot of people are going through difficult times, even children,
yeah.
right? So it's not a land of milk and honey per se. There is
As we
poverty.
see,
There's poverty here too. So it's not like, oh,
like
the
not
one in
just
Nigeria is worse. It's
it,
not, you don't have to compare. There's
it's
poverty.
serious poverty actually compared to what they would tell us. Or this, like people they don't have food to eat. Like not like they can't even cook the food. Like if you give them food, they can't cook it. That's how bad
Mhm.
it is. So it's a serious thing, really, really serious
Yeah,
thing.
it is. It is serious. So yeah, any last thoughts about Canada before we end this video? What would you say to someone that's watching this and wants to come to Canada?
Yeah, of course. I'll tell you to come, but just get people around you.
Hmm.
People who, uh, as most important, not just people who are literate, people who understand the system. Because you can, s- circle yourself with people who don't know. If you circle yourself with people who don't know so much about the system, you're going to
Hmm.
it's going to be detrimental to you in the long run.
Yeah.
But it's just very important that you surround yourself with people that are knowledgeable.
Oh.
Ask questions. Always ask
Hmm.
questions. So
Hmm. Yeah, my DMs are always open. You can check me out on
yeah, you can check out.
Instagram. If you have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. If I don't have answer, I'll be more than happy to ask my friends, invite them to this YouTube channel to have and like provide answers. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be connected to people that have been here for a long time
Yeah.
and they've been able to navigate the system. So yeah, feel free to ask me questions. I'll be more than happy to answer. If you're planning to come to Canada, don't be afraid, don't be scared. I mean, I have people coming in my DMs like, oh, I don't want to move to Canada or the UK because a lot of people say things are hard.
Hmm.
So things are hard everywhere.
Everywhere. It's
But
just taking chance.
yeah, take a chance, take a step. God's favor is on your side. And also just get comfortable with the idea that starting small is not a bad thing,
It's a
right?
normal
Even
thing.
the Bible says, do not despise the days of your little beginnings.
Beginnings.
So even if you have to start from having a roommate, you have to start from a basement apartment, you have to just start.
Stop.
And the good thing is that your life keeps getting better. The more you stay in the system, the more opportunities you pursue,
Yeah.
the more things that you're open to, things will get better. You will
New
not be
stuff.
in the same place you were 5 years ago, considering that you follow the tips that we shared today, right?
Yeah.
Things will keep getting better day after day. So be encouraged, and we really hope to see you in Canada. If you're going to
Flourishing.
be in Ontario, let me know. The video up until this point, I want
Yeah.
to say a big thank you to you. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. Please thank my husband for joining us on this YouTube channel today because it took work, but I'm very thankful that you did.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. So
All right.
yeah,
Bye
leave a
bye.
comment, like, subscribe, and have a good week. Bye.
Bye.